It is the second frame, but the third video of the chapter number 3. We have seen two videos, number 1 and number 2 earlier. It is the third video, but second frame. And one another important thing I will just bring into your kind notice, that we are starting from this topic, that is stabilization measures. So I am writing here, that is the topic number 1. Then we will take the structural reform, that is the topic number 2, and lastly we will start with the liberalization. Okay, so there were some measures, or there were some policy measures. They brought a lot of change in our economic scenario. So number 1 topic here in this frame is stabilization measures. See, stabilization measures are the corrective measures. They are of short term and they focus on a particular shortcoming, or to improve a particular thing in a particular or specific area or sector. So stabilization measures are corrective measures, means for correcting. These are short-term measures, means less than 1 year or 2 year. Stabilization measures are used to correct or improve any weakness or shortcoming in a specific area or sector. For examples, the steps have been taken or measures have been taken to check the inflation. Inflation means the uncontrolled rise in the price level. To check the inflation or to check the inflationary pressures, what the stabilization measures have been taken, that was reducing the money supply, and the reduction of money supply can done by the monetary policy, through the monetary policy. When the RBI, Reserve Bank of India, may increase the CRR or SLR, when this RBI or increase the CRR or SLR, what will happen? There will be less money with the banks to give loan to the needy people. And when the people will not prefer to take loan on the high interest rate, then what will be result? Their purchasing power will become low. So when the low purchasing power will be of the people, then it will be checked to the inflation. Second example I have given here, adverse balance of payment situation. So the steps or measures taken to correct the adverse balance of payment BOP situation. So how it can be removed? By increasing or by promoting the exports to other countries. When the export will be high, we will get the more foreign exchange. Thus, we can correct the balance of payment situation. So these are the stabilization measures. They are short term, they are the corrective measures, and they are applied in a specific field or a particular areas. Now the second topic of this second frame in third video, that is the structural reforms. See, the structural reforms, mainly in the economic sense, they are the long term or permanent reforms. They bring the improvement. What? They bring the improvement in the total situation by these measures. So structural reforms are long term measures intended to improve the economic aspects, efficiency and productivity of an economy, and increasing the competitiveness. Competitiveness means we can compete with the world's other countries by removing hurdles and restrictions in various segments of the economy. So ultimate aim of the structural reforms was to remove the barriers, the hurdles and the restrictions of the economic reasons or sectors, so that there will be more efficiency in the and more productivity and more competitiveness. The corrections and improvements through structural reforms are permanent. They are permanent in nature and long lasting. The main structural reforms initiated in 1991, as far as the Indian economy is concerned, the main structural reforms or new economic policy was introduced in 1991. They were what? They were liberalization, privatization, and globalization. In short, they are better known as the LPG or LPG approach. Now, we are coming to the third topic. I have written here with the red pen third. It is means third topic of this whole frame, that is the meaning and concept of liberalization. See, liberalization refers to give some relaxation, losing down the control in the rules, regulations and restrictions. As we have seen in our economic policies earlier, till 7th 5-year plans or till 1990, that the rules were very much strict. There was much dominance of the government and very less participation of the private firms. And same times, the PSU have been given much control and management, especially with the heavy industries. In India, the policy of liberalization was introduced to put an end to such tight rules, regulations and restrictions, which were considered the hurdles, barriers, okay, so which were later on considered major barriers or hindrances in the economic growth and development of India. So all these things means the dominance of the government, the control and management in the government authorities with the name of licensing and permit. They have also given rise to the corruption and permit raj that we have seen our last videos. So all these tight rules and regulations and restrictions which were later on considered. Why considered later on? Because they have not got the expected or desired outcome from this type of policies. So these major barriers or hindrances in the economic growth and development of India now, in 1980 also we have started some of the reforms. We have given some flexibility in the rules and regulations, especially in the areas of industrial licensing, export-import policy, fiscal policy, foreign investment and technological upgradation. But they have been started with a very small areas with some limit. But in a comprehensive manner, in a fullest manner or in a wholesome approach, the policy of liberalization was introduced with the new economic policy in 1991 with the LPG approach in much comprehensive and proper manner in the most of the economic sectors of India. So although it is true that we have started the reforms in 1980, but they were to some limited extent. But we have started the liberalization in a fullest manner, in a comprehensive manner in 1991 with new economic policy of liberalization, privatization and globalization.